Welcome to Against Parental Guidance, the podcast. A podcast about the media we saw when we were too young. Remember that movie, game or album your parents told you was strictly off limits? The one that felt like a dangerous secret? Well, every week I talk to a fellow creator and content maker about those informative moments. We explore how being exposed to content before we were ready didn't just entertain us, it profoundly shaped us. Our sense of humours, our perspectives, and our art we make today. I'm MostlyKarl and welcome to Against Parental Guidance. Do you want to introduce yourself first? Probably the best way of doing it.
Yeah, sure. My name is Ghost Kai. I've been streaming for just over 3 years now on Twitch. I've just recently started branching out harder into YouTube spaces, and I've got a fairly sizable presence on TikTok and Instagram, and I do horror games, just like everyone else.
Everybody else that you'll hear on the podcast.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is very funny because it tends to be what I end up talking about most of the time on the podcast. Horror or gory action movies, I guess.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a match made in heaven, though.
Yeah, which leads nicely onto the film that you've chosen to talk, which RoboCop.
Yeah, I mean, it's older than I am. I was born in '88. RoboCop's an '87 film, so it's really from the classic era of schlocky, gory action films.
Yeah, like it's when that stuff got money as well, though. Like, there was a period where action movies got a lot of cash for no reason I can never really work out why.
It's probably because they did well. I mean,
they did.
Yeah, I mean, the box office for RoboCop was like 54 million nearly, which in 1987 is pretty damn good.
So obviously you were born after RoboCop. When did you first see RoboCop?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I was probably about 5 or 6 or 7.
Oh, that is it. Yeah, like I'm getting like 9s and 10s a lot of the time on this, so it's like 5 or 6 is really.
Yeah,
early.
I mean, I went through a period in my early childhood where I very much saw a lot of these films that came out in that period. So like I saw RoboCop, I saw Terminator, I saw Predator, I saw Alien, and these are all like films from that like decade where these films were all the rage, and I just loved it. I absolutely loved it. I had RoboCop toys.
Well, I was going to say is like the thing about RoboCop is it was one of the reason, because I was saying before, it's like, we'll do RoboCop because I've seen RoboCop recently because at the moment I'm going through a phase where I'm watching all the kids cartoons that should never have been kids cartoons. So like maybe the one that I did recently would be Ghostbusters, and now I'm watching the Beetlejuice cartoon, and then I started watching some of the RoboCop cartoon, and it's just obviously you also got toys with all these cartoons.
Yeah.
Do you remember what toy it was? Like
I remember extremely well. It came from Toys R Us, and my dad bought it thinking I didn't notice, and then I got it at Christmas. It was a 12-inch action figure that had a button on its chest that did lines from the movie. I remember he said, "Your move, creep," and he said some other ones as well. And then I also got the Terminator equivalent as well, another 12-inch one.
I think when I saw RoboCop, I think I watched them in horrendously the wrong order, or the right order for me, I guess, because I watched 2 and 3, and then there's like a 6-year gap before I watched 1. Because 2 and 3 are I think they're both PG in the UK, and then I think 1 is like an 18.
1 is an 18, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's as a kid, because I must have been about 10 when I watched 2, and there's like a 6 gig. I think it was like first 1. So it was it the toy that drew you to watching RoboCop, or was it?
No. I mean, we got the toy because I loved the film.
Oh,
it was the other way around. Yeah.
How did you end up watching? It was just on telly, or was it?
I think it was just a different era.
Yeah. Well, I watched Puppet Master at like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
So I think maybe that's the when it comes to like remembering that, because I remember me stuck behind the side of the sofa watching RoboCop, watching Puppet Master. Have you got any like memories? You got like any scenes that like always pop out to you, or?
I mean, well, RoboCop has quite a few iconic scenes, and they're iconic for their violence.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you've got the opening where Murphy literally gets shot to pieces by shotguns.
Yeah.
And I watched it just before coming on here, just to sort of, remind myself of this film from 37 years ago. Um,
Oh God, it
and
makes you feel old.
it does make me feel very old
Yeah.
because I'm 36, and then I
Um,
see films like this that's only a year older than me. I'm like, oh my
yeah,
God, I'm old now.
I've just turned 35, so I'm in the
Yeah.
same boat where I'm like, oh,
Oh, it's all downhill from here, mate.
feels like it.
But yeah, I recall very distinctly seeing Murphy get shot to pieces. At the and like if anyone listening has not seen that scene, it's full on. Like
It is.
it's really really great.
So, because the one I watched first, the first time I watched RoboCop, I see I must about 13, 14. That scene wasn't in it because it was like a TV version of it.
Oh, okay.
So they had cut a few scenes that wasn't in it, and I think they cut down the Ed 209 boardroom scene quite a lot.
I rewatched that as well. That's gorier than I remember.
It's a lot more graphic. Again, though, I think the one that I watched was cut down.
I'm pretty sure my dad rented it from Blockbuster.
So that we had a Hollywood Video. We didn't have Blockbusters near me. We had Hollywood Video.
Yeah.
The Hollywood Video did not care. Because I remember like watching like The Leprechaun at like 12, 13 that I had like borrowed from Hollywood Video. They just didn't care at all.
But then I wonder because I feel like nowadays people would absolutely not allow children to watch things like that.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But you know, 20, 30 years ago, like no one cared.
Well, I have a friend whose son is, I want to say 11.
Mm-hmm.
And he was asking me the other day, "Oh, is there any horror films that you like?" My son wants to get into horror films because he's a horror fan as well.
Yeah.
Is there any son's films? I was like, it depends. Like, how horror do you want him to go in? It's like I could see Evil Dead 2. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's almost cartoony, and it's.
Did you feel that we were exposed to these things a lot younger, so we were less sensitive to it?
I don't know because I think so, but like mine wasn't my dad's fault. My dad used to work for a cruise ship, and they had a cinema on the cruise ship, and quite a lot of the months of the year, like 3 to 6 months of the year, we were on the cruise ship with my dad. But there's hours on end where I was just walking around and they had a cinema just showing random films.
Oh, okay.
And I saw Alien and Aliens in that cinema. Like, I watched a bunch of films that I definitely should. But it's not his fault. But I know what you mean. Like, it seems like a lot of... Like, RoboCop being R-rated, it seems to be part of kid culture from, like, the 80s and 90s.
Yeah. Oh, no, absolutely.
And I don't know how... I don't know if it was, like, we just didn't... You know.
But I feel like it was the norm. Like, when I think of all of, like, certainly my male friends, because I didn't have many friends who were girls when I was that young, to be honest.
Yeah.
But when I think of all of my friends, like who were also young lads at the time, they'd all seen the same films. Like that was the normal thing. And if you hadn't seen them, it's almost like you were the weirdo back then. But I don't know. Nowadays, I feel like that script has been well and truly flipped now.
The only thing I can ever do is like because I don't have kids, so I always have to kind of go through other people who have kids.
Yeah.
Is like thing. So, yeah, I know what you mean. Is like we did sort of watch a bunch of films that we definitely shouldn't have seen. But I also don't think things are as gory as.
But then, do you think part of that is yes, they were gory, but it was so over the top that it becomes a bit farcical and you take it less seriously.
Like I said with Evil Dead, it's Warner Brothers Looney Tunes level of like gore, and like maybe that's like part of it because let's see, and then also that sort of macho cartoon thing I mentioned before, which is like Rambo had a cartoon and RoboCop had a cartoon. There was loads of shows. Men in Black had a cartoon. Shows that weren't really designed got cartoons, and it just felt.
Well, even Ghostbusters, like when you look at the original Ghostbusters and you sit and watch it, that's not a kid's film. It's very much not a kid's film. Like it's a story of like four schlubs, being wise guys and subverting everyone to get money out of them. Like they're not overly nice people.
I put Ghostbusters in that camp of like Pixar movies. They're for kids, but they have adult jokes in them, but more flipped around. I think they're like Ghostbusters feels like it's more designed for like 9 and 10-year-olds, and it also has jokes.
I'd say that's very true of the new ones for sure.
Yeah, definitely 100% with the new ones. But even the old ones, I think I was minded by the fact that Ghostbusters are like 8 or 9 or 7. But people did.
But you had like the very overt sexual imaging with the original Ghostbusters, with like the gatekeeper and the keymaster and Sigourney Weaver wearing next to nothing. And
I was gonna say the blowjob ghost.
Well, yeah.
Blowjob ghost always, but you don't see anything. It's sexually connotative, but it's not sexual. RoboCop has, I know. Am I thinking of RoboCop or am I thinking of his other film? Because the director of that also did Starship Troopers.
He did. It's Paul Verhoeven.
Yeah,
he did. I mean, he did a lot of very good films. He did Total Recall as well, Hollow Man, Starship Troopers.
Because them two films always are them ones that like people just do not understand until you're like, you've got to. When they first came out, they were just macho films, and he's like, no, that's not the point. The whole point is you're meant to be like thinking a bit, sort of thing. Like, is the police state going too far?
Well, that was. I mean, Verhoeven is a master of postmodernism, and Starship Troopers in particular is one of the most misunderstood films of all time, and it's just a masterful deconstruction of fascism.
Yeah, and the war propaganda and all that stuff.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, they're dressed like SS commandants and stuff.
Yeah, like is it Neil Patrick Harris turns up at the end dressed in full Nazi garb.
Yeah.
And you're like, how do you like? You're just looking at your friends and like, oh, this is such a good action movie. You're like, he stresses the net.
Yeah, you're cheering for the Nazis. I actually a few months ago, because a bunch of my community had never seen Starship Troopers, I did like a movie night where we watched it for the first time, and I just asked people at the end, like, so who has celebrated the humans winning? Because kind of not a good thing.
Yeah, it's not the point of the movie. It's like they're the bad guy. I don't know if it's in the film or it's a deleted scene, but they insinuate that the meteorite that hits Earth
is a false flag.
Yeah, it was sent by Earth. But it's the director's style of like over the top violence and social comedy. Did that register? Obviously, probably didn't at that age, but did it register with you early that it's a comment on the police brutality, or was it just pretty cool? That's a cool robot.
Oh, I just thought RoboCop was awesome. Like him and Ed 209 were like, it was just the coolest thing I've ever seen. And I didn't, obviously, at that age, I had no idea about the social commentary. Obviously, being older and looking into it, you do.
But I was just going to say, it's like, at what point do you think you started cottoning on that there was like a social commentary? It's like,
honestly,
20s?
Yeah, probably not till like late teens, early 20s. Because I think you just don't. When you're really young, you take it as surface value.
Like, I definitely remember, because I have a problem with authority. So, and I think RoboCop is probably one of the how has made me distinctly against like corporations and authoritarian situations. Do you think it's affected your outlook on that sort of situation?
I mean, it's a very good criticism of the creeping onward march of capitalism into areas of society that they probably shouldn't be involved in.
Yeah, as two Brits, it's a lot harder to.
It is. I mean, well, you say that. I mean, we've seen, not to get too political, but we've seen some element of that even within our own country, where they farm out certain aspects of policing and the prison system to private corporations now.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like it always feels like we're looking a slightly, if we look to America, sort of like this is the what we could become. You're like, oh, we'll just quickly steer away from that a little bit. We're always heading towards them rocks. But yeah, moving away from that sort of darker subject?
Yes.
Because of that, do you watch a lot of sci-fi or action or dystopian films, or is that like a thing you keep going back to?
I think I've always been drawn to sci-fi. I watched Star Wars at a very young age, and I think that was it from that point, to be honest. So yeah, sci-fi has always appealed to me, and darker sci-fi in particular has always been a real pleasure to watch.
Yeah, like when it comes to Star Wars, you have like your favorite trilogy.
The original trilogy.
The original, yeah. I think anybody who's got like a darker sense prefers the original trilogy, where everything's just a bit crap.
Oh yeah, I mean, Empire's incredibly dark.
Yeah, like everything's just worn down and just fall apart, and the only options are some kids that don't know what they're doing, as opposed to the I can't even call them new trilogy, the 1, 2, 3. I don't have a. My friend hates it when I call the old films a ridge tridge.
Right, yeah.
But 1, 2, 3, there's no nickname for it. You can't give that a nickname.
They just call them the prequels, I think, or the prequels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do you know what? I feel I'm trying to answer as neutrally as I can because I know people get very passionate about these things.
Yeah,
I think the prequels are fine.
I like them.
Yeah,
but they are. I always say it's like a lot of these films where people go, "Oh, that was a rubbish movie." When Ghostbusters came, the new ones, the two new ones with Ant-Man in them, Paul Rudd in them.
Yes, yeah.
Everybody's like, "Oh, it was rubbish." I was like, the problem is you're only going to compare them to Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
And Ghostbusters 1 is such a shining example of what a Ghostbusters movie can be. They're always going to be bad in comparison to that.
yeah.
And I think that's what the prequels have, that problem. They're not bad, they're just not amazing Star Wars.
No, I mean, I would say the prequels are pretty good Star Wars films for sure.
Yeah,
I would say the sequels are not.
yeah, they're terrible.
And I think so. Like in terms of filmmaking, I think the original 3 were pretty great. Return of the Jedi had a bit of a dip; it started to get a bit silly. But certainly the first 2, I thought were, even if they weren't Star Wars, even if they weren't sci-fi, they were just very, very well made films with a very clear vision.
Yeah, I think it's there's that. I think in music they call it second album syndrome, where you have 10, 15 years to write these 3 movies because you wrote them as a trilogy, and then you had to go back and fill in 1, 2, and 3 to an extent, fill in some gaps that were missing. You sort of tweak them for it, but you have to do it a bit quicker. Although not necessarily the case for Star Wars, but I feel like it's either you take a really long time and people don't like it because they've built it up in their head, or you rush it out and it's not as good because you haven't had the time.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because I literally have just come out of playing a multiplayer game of Stardew Valley, and we were talking about the exact same thing, but with his second game that was meant to be coming out last year, I think, and
the chocolate factory one,
Haunted Chocolatier, I think it's called. And that seems to be, I don't know, a distant dream while he is still putting out updates for Stardew Valley. And something I said to my friends is, I imagine from his perspective, there is a colossal level of anxiety over this second game has to be as good, if not better, than this perfect game that I somehow spewed out.
Yeah, like, and he's kept it up to date and he keeps it running and stuff like that. It's insane that he keeps
I mean,
adding.
he's still adding to it even now. Yeah. It's unreal, really.
It's Minecraft was the one because they've just said there's going to be a Minecraft 2, whatever that might be.
A Minecraft 2.
Yeah, I'm like, I think they're going to try and release it after the movie or when the movie comes out or whatever. But they're making a Minecraft 2, and it's like, A, where do you go? B, the thing that kept Minecraft alive and Stardew to an extent, but not as much, was the modding.
100. Yeah.
Like Skyrim is the same and Fallout's the same. It's like all these games live on. So as long as they kind of keep it open that you can add mods and like and multiplayer kept Stardew alive as well.
But do you think a lot of these things, they just don't need sequels or they don't need follow-ons?
I think RoboCop, I guess, is like a good example. Right?
It's a great example. Yeah,
RoboCop 2 is fine. I don't mind RoboCop 2. I don't mind. Like, I'm right. There's a joke in my community that I hate terrible movies, which I love terrible. Sorry, I love terrible, which is almost true because I do like RoboCop 2. RoboCop 3, I will always say, is the worst one. Okay, it's a terrible movie. RoboCop 1, I left me with the question, why can't they just make more RoboCop? And I think RoboCop 2 gives that answer very well.
Yeah.
And I do like it. RoboCop 3 is terrible.
Well, I mean, I'm just looking up some figures just because I'm curious about things like this. So, RoboCop 2 had 3 times the budget of 1 and made less money.
I can see that.
They really, when something is successful, they really do just throw everything at it, don't they?
Which is always funny because it's always the second one that they spend the most on and then it loses money.
Yeah, same happened with Paranormal Activity.
Well, you can rattle off loads, like more recently Deadpool 2.
Yep.
It had a bigger budget, and it wasn't bad, but it definitely didn't make as much money as Deadpool 1. And then
No.
Deadpool 3 went back to the original budget and absolutely blew out both of them out of the water.
Yeah, it's I mean, this is something Hollywood's done for the longest time. Is if there is a film that is not necessarily an indie film, but certainly something on almost a B movie tier of budget and organization. If it gets any legs, they seem to just pour resources into it, thinking that's the answer, and it almost inevitably leads to the downfall of that franchise.
It is. Well, but then you've got like the opposite, which is like Blumhouse.
Oh, sure, yeah.
They keep going, right, we'll make a Wolfman movie with $50 and a bit of string. And it comes out a big terrible
movie. Yes. I mean, just because you didn't spend much on it doesn't mean it's going to be good. Absolutely.
But it probably made the money back, so it's definitely in the green. So,
which is a good place to be in the movie industry.
It is. It's important to always be in the. But then they do stuff like give a director who's well known for making insane movies, and they're picking a movie that's 100 years old, and then saying put them two things together, give them a bunch of money. Oh, and we've got Nosferatu on our hands, and we make $1 billion or whatever they made. Like there's no logic in cinema. It's ridiculous.
It's become a factory, isn't it? Just what's going to make money. And don't get me wrong, I get it. It's a business, but it does feel like the idea of passion projects seems to have gone by the wayside.
Yeah, like the passion projects now seem to be coming from the actors and not necessarily from the directors of the companies.
Yes.
Like Miramax is gone for good reasons, but Miramax is gone, so that was like one of the main ones that would give
people a chance.
Yeah, like Kevin Smith would have made a movie.
No.
Other indie projects and stuff like that, and sometimes they get a big budget, but most of the time they sort of stay small. But with no Miramax or Starlight, I think is still around. Or Spotlight,
Fox Searchlight as well was one.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened with that because obviously it's been chewed up by Disney.
Oh yeah, it's part of the machine now, isn't it?
Yeah. When it comes to like obviously playing horror games,
sure,
I don't have any reaction like nowadays because I am now so desensitized. Do you find that like any kind of violence or shock affects you, or is it just
shock? No, but not for reasons of desensitization. I think it's more so once you've played enough horror games, you sort of know the playbook, and you kind of know when. I mean, jump scares are the worst for me. Like it's really obvious a lot of the time when a jump scare is about to happen. And so whether I want to have a reaction or not, I've mentally braced myself for it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really have an effect. The only time horror truly has an effect on me, and you don't see this enough in games, and not a lot of developers understand this, but the ones who do make really scary games, and that's people who can capitalize on the feeling of dread rather than surprise and shock.
Like if you're constantly... The example of that is like Resident Evil 7 and 8. I don't know if you played Resident Evil.
Oh, I love Resident Evil. Huge fan.
Yeah. 7 is constant dread.
Mm-hmm.
And then 8 is like, there's a bit, when you said you can tell when a jump scare is going to happen, I was playing through 8, and there's that bit where you're walking past all the Frankenstein monster creations, and you're like, oh, they're just going to jump out. And you get to the end, and surprise, surprise, they all get out, and you're like, okay, I'm not shocked at all.
Yeah, you sort of know it's coming.
Yeah.
But then that was also a deliberate design choice from Capcom, because 7 didn't sell quite as well as they want, or at least people didn't. Basically, not so much sales; it was more retention. People would quit playing after the first house in 7 because it was too scary.
It is very scary. I can see why. I had to stream it to finish it because I have a. If I'm playing a game and I'm not streaming it, I have no problem just giving up on it. But
then when you think about what I just said about the feeling of dread, there's a perfect example there. You know when Mia runs off back into the basement, or no, sorry, when you hear the banging coming from the basement, you know something is down there, and there's like a moment of you don't this is how you know dread is working. It's when you hesitate to perform an action in a video game. And the fact that like you don't know what it is, but you know something is down there, and even when you open the door, There's no jump scare. You're forced to descend into the darkness, and like each step is building that dread and building that dread. And even then, you don't actually get a jump scare. She just slowly walks up the stairs towards you.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of other games would be like, you open the door and something pounces on you.
I played that one where you're Scottish on a oil rig.
Oh yes.
What's it called?
It is
Into the Deep. Is that right?
Oh God, I can't remember.
Oh, that was really good. But that has the similar thing where you are
Still wakes the deep.
Still wakes the deep. It's not. You're not getting chased. Nobody's running at you with like a gun or something like that. Mm-hmm. It's all very slow and steady scares.
I mean, it was a perfectly crafted cosmic horror.
Yeah, and all the like Machine of Pigs and all that kind of stuff in the same vein. They always seem to have that as well.
Yeah,
and I think I always say this when it comes to games is when they give you a gun, that sometimes takes away some of the fear.
Yeah,
and I think that's which is so weird because like RoboCop, his whole thing is the fact that he's got a gun. It's like out of all the guys that you could think of, having a gun is very much a state. But I guess that's not what necessarily the fear of RoboCop is. It's more the. Did you watch the new one? Have you seen the remake?
I'll be honest, I've not seen the remake.
It's not bad. It's not. When it came out, I think everybody absolutely despised it. But it's less about him being a badass and more him about like working through trauma.
Yeah,
it does lose a lot of the motifs of like, you know, the military and capitalization and stuff like that. It's more about if you've went through the worst shit in your life, how will that affect you doing your job?
But then, and I'm not taking away from the film because I've heard from quite a few people that it is a pretty good film. But my concern with you know, us starting to now remake and reimagine these sort of schlocky films is sometimes you don't need your protagonist to have these crises.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, imagine they remade Predator 1 and Dutch, Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, is constantly thinking about, I don't know, I'm just going to make something up, his wife that died in a car crash or some other trauma. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like it would take away from the experience somewhat. Like, it's not necessary.
No, but I think with
RoboCop, it's a bit more suited because
that's what I was gonna say. Is like they swapped out him getting shot to a car being blown up.
Yeah.
That's not a massive change, but it was more about him like reliving that moment and then how the world around him, because his wife and kid are still in the picture, as opposed to RoboCop, the original, where he goes back to the house and no one's there.
Yeah,
but then it's more.
You also had the very convenient plot device in the original where they don't just shoot him to pieces; like they execute him at the end of that sequence by shooting him in the head. So you can argue that, like, that from that point onwards, he's, you know, dehumanized even more.
Yeah, he's more more machine than man at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think the action in RoboCop made it like a more kid friendly thing?
Oh yeah, it was awesome. Like, there was explosions and, you know, robots fighting each other. Like, it was amazing.
It does seem to be like there's like the weird. We've already touched on it a couple of times. So it's something I think about all the time, which is that like that paradox of kid friendly R-rated movies.
Yeah,
like they made merch, they made a TV show, they made toys, and it just seemed to only have happened in the 80s.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to see. Oh God, what's it? The Terrifier, right? So the Terrifier obviously is a very recent, very popular R-rated film. Yeah. You're not seeing kids' toys being made of the Terrifier.
No,
and you shouldn't. You shouldn't. But
also now you do see. I don't remember in the 80s and 90s having adult toys. Sounds not what I mean, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah, like a toy that is like,
it's not a toy; it's an action figure. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Like to put on your like I have a critter, like a full scale critter on my shelf.
Oh, nice.
That I bought as an adult. Even though ironically now less than ever we have disposable income. Back in the 90s, disposable income was just an actual thing.
Yeah.
And it is a bit weird that we didn't. Now we get Terrifying, because I told you about I had Ghostbusters toys as a kid, but I also had like an alien that would become a rhino, like Alien from the movie Alien.
Yeah. Like a
And you,
transformer.
like a half transformer, yeah, but it was because Aliens had came out and they had brought that DNA splicing in.
Yeah.
So they just were like, let's make every animal you could think of
That's
half
smart.
alien.
That's smart.
Yeah. And I was like, I was thinking as an adult, I'm like, why have they done this? But yeah, I wonder, having kids' toys for
It does, but I think it takes us back to our original point, is it was a very different era.
Yeah.
And I think views towards violence, and I don't know what the turning point was with views towards violence. The crusade against these things sort of started when, certain very heated politicians in various countries in the world started deciding that video games were too violent.
Yeah.
I feel like that was like GTA was the linchpin that sort of spurred it all on, I think.
Like I'm trying to think of what the name of it was, but there was like a VHS scare. When VHS came out, before we had the BBFC, there was like a thing of like, oh, anybody can watch a film, and it was like, no, it was for everyone. And I wonder if they had sort of scheduled in, oh, anybody can watch this, including like a 14-year-old. So there's some disposable income coming in. And when they couldn't do that, they were like, well, what's next? Toys? We'll do some toys.
Yeah.
Or did they find out that kids were watching it and then made toys?
Well, I am wondering to myself, like, are we just out of the loop, or like are there kids' toys for adult films nowadays? I genuinely don't know.
I was also just thinking, like, I can't think of a version of RoboCop that's the adult films are adult. Like 18 is, there is no action horror anymore massively. It's all very, we don't have an even like a Terminator.
Yeah. Well, it's all toned down now significantly so.
But like then we do have we do have very much the I don't think what's that one with the smile? That's not, no kid's gonna want a smile toy.
No. So, I mean, I like that you've mentioned Alien, because I've just very quickly Googled Alien Romulus toy.
And it's all like adult statues.
It's all like adult posed figurines, like starting price of about £40 going up to the thousands. But like in terms of like a child's action figure, I don't think they exist anymore.
No, well, it was like Alien and Aliens. They had.
Oh, I had loads of Alien toys, Alien and Predator, and yeah, all of it.
And I just wonder, I think we've pulled a lot of action out of horror as well, though.
We have.
Like, there's like a split. We don't really see action horror.
No, we don't. I'm trying to think of the last one that existed.
Like, even Alien Romulus is a slower pace.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I liked Romulus a lot.
I love Romulus, but I did go see it in the cinema, and that tends to tinge my opinions on film.
I'm okay with that. I'm very much of the opinion that like those big films, see them in the cinema.
Yeah, you know what I would have liked to see is when it comes to that, because a lot of this comes down to like Marvel, the Marvelization of cinema.
Oh God, don't get me started on that. Yeah, good.
Sam Raimi had like this big plan of making like a horror Marvel movie, which was going to be Doctor Strange, and they kept a lot of the elements in, but obviously he lost a lot of them at the same time, just out of thing. And I would have liked to have seen that, and I think that would have been like the first one of bringing that is a sort of 12A version of, or 12, 15, whatever, Doctor Strange.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think they haven't got the stomach to do it nowadays.
It's unsafe. It's unsafe now. It's
unsafe. They can't be seen to be pushing it towards kids because they'll be criticized, and I think their hands are very much tied. Maybe they do want to do it, but I don't think they have a choice as to whether they can or not.
I guess maybe the internet.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I can see that being a thing for sure.
Because like that's a big. I think that's the big change. Is if you want to review bomb.
Oh God, I mean, I hate the practice of review bombing. I find it so disingenuous.
Well, that's it. I just like if you don't like it, just don't.
By all means, if you have seen something and you don't like it, absolutely.
Yeah.
You protect your fellow consumers and you leave it a review that's honest. But when we get hordes of people leaving reviews for things that they've not even seen, I just find the whole practice ridiculous.
Yeah, that's my thing. Is like the day one, a movie will come out day one, and because something in it that they didn't like, I miss picking it. Like that's the thing, is like I'd rather people pick it a movie like at a distance than review bombing.
No, yeah, I totally agree with you. But then, when you say about the marvelization of cinema, obviously it's quite a popular phrase nowadays. But what do you mean by that?
Like the non-risk taking, I think. Like I think we've talked about it a lot, is the fact that there is no risk anymore in a movie. The movies that are risky, they're making them either on somebody's dime who's gonna pay out of pocket almost.
Yeah.
Or they are buying tooth combed, make sure. And this isn't like a lot of people go, oh, it's all remakes now. I have no problem with remakes because like some of the best movies from the 80s were remakes.
Yes.
They picked the right movies to remake, and I think that's one of the questions we should be asking is why that movie. But I think like The Fly, The Thing, The Blob, all remakes of 30s, 40s, and 50s movies.
Yeah. Do you think part of the marvelization, the issues that come therein, are to do with a lack of sincerity in films?
I don't know, because that, and I think they don't grow with their audience. They just grow up.
Yeah.
While audiences are growing up, they're growing out, I think is the best way of describing it.
Yeah, I like that.
Like we're making more of it. And also you just can't keep up with it. Like there is 50 Marvel shows now or whatever, and it's great because you get to pick and choose. The Agatha All Along and WandaVision.
Yeah.
They all seem going back to Alien Romulus, you don't have to watch any Alien movies to watch Alien Romulus.
No, it's completely standalone if you want it to be.
And there's cool references in it. If you've played the Alien game, have you played the Alien game?
Well, Alien Isolation is my favorite horror game of all time.
One of my favorites. We'll come back to that in a second then.
Oh, yeah.
But there's like little nods, but you don't have to have played Alien Isolation. You don't have to have watched Alien 1 and 2. They're just sort of like, by the way, there's an alien on the ship and it's eating people. That's it.
Yeah, it's just if you have these references, it enhances the viewing. But if you don't have the references, it doesn't take away from the viewing.
Yeah. Whereas I think
Marvel have completely gone the other way with that.
Yeah, you have to have watched everything. Like I was watching Spider-Man 3 or Far No Way Home, whatever the newest Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And Wong, they introduced Wong in like one scene. He's only in one scene in the movie, and you have to know. So he points out that he's now the Sorcerer Supreme. Yeah. So you have to have watched the fact that he was snapped for how. You have to know what a portal is. You have to know this. You have to know that, and so you have to watch 6 or 7 movies. Yep. To know what the hell is going on in that one scene, which is, as you see, the wrong.
Absolutely. I mean, if you cast your mind back to the MCU before the final 2 Avengers movies. Yeah. So before we got to Infinity War and Endgame, to be up to date and be fully appraised of everything that was going on in the MCU, you had to watch like 2, maybe 3 films a year. Yeah. Post that, you have to watch about 5 or 6 films a year. Plus, you have to keep up to date with at least 3 full-length TV series. And if you miss even one aspect of any of those, you are going to miss out on crucial plot points in any film you see.
Yeah, there'll be just like one character. They're like, "Who the hell's that guy?" And like, "Oh, that's Bill." He's like,
well, like I recently I put off seeing it because honestly, I just completely fell off with the Marvel stuff because I just stopped caring after Endgame for the most part. 'Cause it was just, that was my problem. It was just too much.
I think them bringing Sam Raimi in got me to watch Doctor Strange, and then I wanted to finish that Spider-Man sort of thing.
Yes. No. So it's funny you mentioned that because that's the one I watched recently. Because I saw Sam Raimi made this. Okay, I'll watch it because I really like Sam Raimi, and it was a good film for the most part. But I was sat there thinking to myself, if you haven't watched WandaVision, like this film, makes no sense to you. Yeah. And what a horrendous way to make a movie, to make it completely dependent on people having seen a TV series about a completely different character.
Well, at least that's only one, but now you're going to if you want to watch, there's that new what's the movies coming out, Witches.
I don't know. I've completely...
Well, that's the thing. So you'd have to watch that. You watch that movie, you got to watch Agatha All Along. And to understand Agatha All Along, you have possibly Doctor Strange, and before that, you have WandaVision. So that's 20 30-ish episodes and 2 movies.
Yeah.
Before you watch this new thing. I like when they do references.
Yes.
But I like a little nod here and there, but I don't need to building a plot based off another movie that isn't like number 2.
Yeah.
Which is the other thing, like Alien, all these movies that we've mentioned before.
Yeah.
And it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, because they literally the first 2 minutes of Terminator 2, they summarize very briefly what happened in the first film and tell you what's coming.
Well, even then, like
everything.
Yeah, even then, you've cut that bit out. It's still a robot for like, yeah. I guess maybe you'd be confused why Sarah Connor's scared of Arnold Schwarzenegger for like 2 seconds, but he's still a big beefy dude. You would be scared if he started walking.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't even think without that contextualization, I think it still probably would be watchable.
I always have an issue, and maybe it's because I'm getting older now. I don't know, because I'm like busier and stuff. But I have a huge issue now with media that demands an extended period of my time before it's good. So this is why I'm so checked out of Marvel now, because if someone says to me, "Oh, have you seen the latest film? It's called XYZ, whatever it is." And I say, "Oh, okay, what do I need to have seen to actually understand what's going on?" And it's like, "Oh, okay, well, you only need to have seen these 4 films and these 2 series." I'm just going to go, well, I'm just not going to watch it.
Which, the weird thing about that is, like, the opposite at the moment is sort of Star Wars. Because Star Wars, they've got The Mandalorian, which you don't need to know who Boba Fett is or what the Clone Wars are or anything like that. Yeah, they'll bring a character in from the other show, but by the time they bring that character in, you've probably so invested in Star Wars that you're like, oh, I know. And then they've just brought out that one that's like the Goonies, but for Star Wars.
Skeleton Crew?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not seen that.
No, neither. I've heard it's amazing, but I'm not watched it.
It's got Jude Law, right?
Jude Law's in it, and I think the only one that you have to have like seen anything is the Obi-Wan show.
Okay.
Because
But then you see that creates a spider web, because to understand the Obi-Wan show, you have to have seen the entire prequel trilogy.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the only thing that you have to see is the prequels. That's the only one that I was like.
And you need to have seen Rebels as well, because it's got the Inquisitors and stuff in it.
I haven't seen Rebels, and I still enjoyed the Obi-Wan show.
No, I mean, fair enough.
So
I enjoyed it myself, to be honest.
I think, though, I'm a bit of a Star Wars fan, so I can go, oh, that guy's wearing a black outfit. He's some sort of stick. Yeah. I knew vaguely what he was about. But I didn't get all the way through. In fact, I don't think I watched any Rebels. I think I watched the unanimated. I didn't get far into that either. Yeah, I didn't really get far into that either. I got like 3 seasons in, and then I looked and there was like 9 seasons. Yeah. So
I have the same opinion of video games now as well. A couple of years ago, a friend of mine tried to get me into, I want to get the number right, Final Fantasy 14. And everyone tells me it's amazing. You know, I've played World of Warcraft since vanilla, so like I'm a big MMO guy. I've always loved MMOs, but for some reason that game just always bounced off me. I could never get into it. My friend convinced me to get into it because like the new expansion had just come out. I can't remember what it was called, the one that came out a few years ago. And everyone was raving about this, like, oh, this is the WoW killer, this is amazing. Loads of streamers started playing, and I thought, okay, maybe now's the time. And I start playing it, and it's just the same game that had bounced off me years ago. And so I'm messaging my friend being like, okay, like, how do I get to this new amazing content that everyone raves about? And he's like, well, you're going to need to suffer through all the old content to get up to date with the new content before you can jump into it. And I was like, okay, well, how long are we talking? He's like, well, if you're really efficient about it, seeing as it's your first time, probably like 80 hours. And I'm like, well, that's it, uninstalling.
Yeah, that's like, I thought you were going to say, because I thought you were going to go the other way and say like, oh, the good thing about Final Fantasy is that you don't have to play any of them. Yeah,
I mean,
which...
Oh no! In terms of the standalone Final Fantasy games, that is great. I love that.
Yeah.
But in terms of like, I'm at that point in my life now where if anyone says to me, "Oh, just wait, after X amount of hours, it will get good,"
yeah,
I'm not doing that.
I was talking about something the other day. I'll think.
Yeah. So I mean, it's the same for like TV series and stuff. If someone recommends a TV series to me, and I watch the first episode, and I'm talking to them, and I'm like, you know, It's all right. I don't really see the appeal. And they go, oh no, hang on, just wait. Season 2 gets
Yeah.
really good, and it's like, well,
So,
hang on.
well,
It's
yeah,
like another 20 hours of my life to get to season 2. I'm not gonna waste that time getting there.
a friend of mine's just got into anime, and I'm like, oh, you've got to watch JoJo.
Yeah,
But the first 2 seasons of JoJo are really bad. Sorry, like the good stuff happens when they like. I liked the first seasons of JoJo.
It's a hard sell.
It is like they're good series, but they get really good later on.
And
which
I think
sounds like it's bad to begin with.
I think we all get blinkers on as well. That when we're really into something, it's really hard to envisage that other people can't get into it.
Can't get past the first bit of it. Yeah, I said if anybody wants to watch JoJo who's listening, it's really good. The first 2 series are good. They're just not as good as when it gets to series 3. Yeah, it's hard to get. Yeah, hard to get past. It's the as soon as you get the stands, that's cream of the crop.
Because the first season has nothing to do with any of that.
It's like Hamon, I think that's what it is. It's like the chi energy.
Yeah. But it's so far divorced compared to like where JoJo ends up going. That they might as well be 2 completely different shows.
They are. The vampire stuff just vanishes. You're like, what? Every so often they'll bring him back up, and they're like, oh
yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, we're fighting him. I forgot he's like the big bad of the show. And you're like, oh yeah. But yeah, the Alien game though is
Isolation.
Yeah,
I am beyond excited that they're making a sequel.
I'm excited. I'm hoping it's going to be. I'm always worried. I'm dubious.
I am extremely worried about it, if I'm being completely honest, because the original team who made Isolation, they're long gone. And Alien has a very different owner now. It was owned by Fox before. It's now owned by Disney.
And Fox are always open to doing more and more sort of things.
Yeah, Isolate. As far as I'm concerned, Alien Isolation is the sequel, the canon sequel to Alien.
That is, yeah. Well, I think this is probably. I was talking about this with an American the other day. That Alien is a very British movie.
Oh, it is. It's Ridley Scott.
Well, he's from my neck of the woods.
Yeah.
So, rain and depression is what we know.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And then American, they give it to an American, and he's like, right, we need some big guns, the biggest guns we can. We need to give her a big robot suit at the end. A sidekick, give her a little sidekick, sorted. Which I don't like. I don't dislike Aliens.
It's a very different film.
Yeah.
I like Alien is a horror film in the true sense of the word, and Aliens is a war film.
Yeah. And that's why it was like when Romulus, the trailers for Romulus were coming out, I was like, I'm getting excited for this. And I wasn't disappointed, which is really rare for me.
Yeah.
Like, Romulus really give me what I want. And Isolation gives me what I wanted as well.
Yeah. I mean, I probably replay Isolation at least once or twice a year. I have done since it came out.
We do it every October because it feels like a Halloween game. Every other streamer is playing the new horror games.
Yeah.
Even the non-horror streamers are doing horror games. So you're like, right, we're just going to go back to the well of Isolation. And then, have you played the Quiet Place game? Yeah,
I did. I enjoyed it for a few hours, and then I sort of stopped enjoying it because the gameplay never evolved.
No, it doesn't change. Yeah, you don't get anything new.
Which I found very disappointing, if I'm honest. Yeah. I thought there was a lot more they could have done with it.
It feels like the first half of Alien Isolation.
It feels like Alien Isolation. For like the first part, you face the alien, where like you still don't have any tools or anything. It's just you versus the alien.
Yeah.
That would be fine if they took it a bit further, but they just don't. It's that on a loop forever.
That's what I mean. Is if it, like you feel like you feel like you play Alien Isolation about halfway through, and then as soon as you go, oh, I've picked up the flamethrower.
Yeah. You
go, okay, new game, and then play it again all the way through. And I'm like, I loved it. Well, as you say, like for the first probably like 2 or 3 hours, and I was like, oh, it's this again. I got to build like another bridge and not make any noise. I get
it was a strange experience playing it because I played it over like a 2.5, 3 hour set, and like the first hour, you can see my excitement, and I'm really enjoying it, and I'm excited to see where it can go. And then it's almost like it becomes a slog.
Yes.
It's like, okay, it's another room where there's one of these aliens that's clearly tethered to my location, just slowly going on the same patrol patterns over and over and over again, while I very slowly navigate doing anything.
Did you do it with the mic on or off?
I did it with it on.
Yeah, I did it with. I was doing it with the mic off because I'm very and then one of my viewers, who's well known throughout the CEOs because he's pretty much in everybody's channel, he said play it with the mic on for a bit and then see if that changes, and it did improve it. So I think that probably does the job. Did you play the RoboCop game? I guess is that.
I own it. I've not played it yet. I played the demo. I really enjoyed the demo, and I've just not got around to playing it.
It's like a House of the Dead-esque game.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Is it a real? I don't know. Is it a real shooter or is it just
no? It's a first-person shooter.
FPS.
But it's meant to be excellent. Rogue City, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't play it. I just did. It just sort of
played the demo, and I literally own a copy, and I've just not got around to playing it yet.
Because I try and play as many movie games as I can that are like in quotation marks good.
Yeah.
And I did play the Ghostbusters game.
Oh, the one made by is it Insomniac?
I think so. You're the fifth Ghost.
Yeah, it's a sequel to the first Paul Rudd film.
Is it?
Yeah.
What? That can't be right because they're all in it.
It continues after the first Paul Rudd film, I'm sure of it.
No, I mean like all the original guys, including the dead guy, is in it.
Is Egon in it? Are you sure?
Egon's in it, yeah.
Oh wait, which Ghostbusters film do you mean? Sorry, game.
I have no idea. It's in my Epic.
Are you talking about the multiplayer one that came out like 2 years ago?
No, I'm talking about the one that you're a Ghostbuster going through.
Oh, I'm talking about Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed.
Okay, I'll have a look.
That one, I think I know which one you're talking about. You're talking about the one that came out like 10 years.
The one that came out on the Xbox One or something like that.
Yeah. I played a little bit of that. I didn't play a lot.
I enjoyed that, but I think it was one of them games that came out like 10 years ago. So probably. I don't even know where it is, but yeah, I enjoyed that. I like when they bring out movie games that are like
actually good.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what the idea of movie games is dead now, isn't it?
Well, that's it. There's no movie tie-in games now. It's just sometimes when a movie's been out for long enough and you've sort of half forgotten about it.
We used to get really good ones as well.
But I can't think of a good one. I honestly was thinking about it because I was doing some research for the same thing, and I was looking, and I was like, I actually can't think of a good game.
I can think of. I would say the original Jurassic Park game on the Mega Drive. That was a platformer. Yeah. That was really good.
So I'm like, the first console I had was the PlayStation 1, so maybe it was just PlayStation 1 just had terrible.
No, you had The Lost World was on PlayStation 1. That was pretty good. See, I was a big Jurassic Park fan as a kid. RoboCop versus Terminator. That was solid. You had the very first Aliens versus Predator by Rebellion. That was excellent. That was really, really good.
So this to put this into context, these are the only two games I can think of as a kid.
Go on.
That I played the one movie title. Toy Story 2.
Okay, yeah.
And which is a very good, and A Bug's Life, which I always got stuck on the first level because you had to fly a like a daisy daffodil thing over a mountain, and I could never do it. So that's the two games I remember. So maybe it was me. Maybe I'm the problem. Yeah. Maybe that's it.
I think they were seen as like safe games. I think they weren't marketed at kids. They were marketed at parents.
Yeah.
Like a parent goes into Blockbuster, they want a film for themselves and their partner, and it's like, right, what can we get to shut the kid up for the night? Here we go. Oh, look, they liked that film. Let's get the game.
Well, yeah. I love Toy Story 2, the game.
Yeah.
Was just the movie, but it was like a coin collector game. But it was fun. It's a dumb fun game. But yeah, that's all the questions I had. I had like 10, which is less than I normally have.
I'll be honest, I thought we were just talking. I didn't even know you were asking questions.
Aha, yeah. No, I have questions. No, this is the thing. So I write bullet points. They're not real questions. Sure. That's if you ever watch any of my YouTube stuff, it's the same thing. I write like 20 bullet points, and then I try and make it sound as natural as I can because it's very. I was on a podcast ages ago before I did this one. This is the question I originally read. It came up naturally. Why do you think RoboCop became a kids' phenomenon despite the intent content? Which, if you see it like that, it sounds very like thingy, but because it comes up naturally and you just sort of roll with it, it tends to be.
Yeah, I think we brought toys up in the first sentence. So
that's because I love I love toy, like not to like I love the I shit. Well, not even like shitty kids toys, like full on plastic weight. The worst movie imaginable, like the goriest film.
I mean, Starship Troopers was the same. I'm pretty sure that had toys as well.
I don't know. I've never looked at it. I'll have a look now. That obviously that basically got a game, an unofficial game in what's it called? Helldivers 2.
Oh yeah.
It's like an unofficial Starship Troopers game.
Well, have you played the recent Starship Troopers games? They're really good.
No, I haven't. I didn't know. The last one I played, I don't know if you can count this. It was we have an arcade that has like almost a movie section.
Yeah.
And it's got like House of the Dead still in there. And it has an Alien game in there. It's got Jurassic Park, and it's got like a rotation of other ones, and that had a Starship Trooper game in there for E.
Yep, there were Starship Troopers action figures of the bugs and all the Marines and the ships and everything.
Oh. Are they proper like kids' colours? Are they?
Oh yeah, yeah. There was a whole range. There was a whole line of action figures.
So the one I remember is the Warriors, but they're there they are. Okay. Oh yeah, they are like proper kids. Okay, yeah, they're like bright blue.
It's like they remind me of the old Star Wars miniature.
A little bit. Mega Bloks also, because Mega Bloks seems to just buy up stuff that will never get a Lego collab. So I don't know if it was Starship Troopers or they had done like a knockoff of stuff, but there was a Mega Bloks.
Mega Troopers. I don't know. I'm making that up.
I love Mega Bloks. They're just so stupid. They just got the. Oh yeah, there it is. It is an official thing. There is a Mega Block Starship Trooper. They've just bought Fallout as one of their like IP. They had Halo as an IP.
Yes, they did. I remember.
So and I never see them. I like in the wild, but for some reason I get emails about whatever Mega Blocks are coming out this month, and I'm always so fascinated by them.
They did Call of Duty. They really did just do everything, huh?
Yeah. If I think they did a COD one. There's a Destiny one.
Like
it's basically
toys that no one asked for.
Yeah, if Lego could, they do have Pokemon as one of their.
Oh, okay, fair.
But they build like not full scale, but like quite large ones. But I think they've lost. But they used to have a Pokemon. But the Fallout one's really cool. Look, and it's the Red Rock set.
I have just thought of another reason why they might have been popular with kids. By the way,
yes,
it's just occurred to me, and I didn't bring it up earlier. Comics.
Oh yeah, they did have a lot of them had a bunch of comics.
RoboCop had comics, Terminator had comics, Alien, Predator, they all had comics. Dark Horse.
Dark Horse, I was going to say is a Dark Horse.
I owned all of them. Well, all of the Aliens versus Predator stuff. So.
I think I had a couple of Alien Dark Horse comics, but not a huge.
But yeah, those. I mean, they were graphic comics.
Yeah,
you know, they were full on, very very violent.
I used to read. I used to read. My dad used to read Spawn, and then would leave it in the house.
Yeah.
When he went away, and I would find them and read them, which is like the British equivalent of finding a Playboy, I guess. That in 2000 AD, there was always 2000 ADs.
But I think that's where RoboCop versus Terminator came from as well.
I think they were the guys that did Alien versus Predator. And obviously, they did Ash versus Freddy versus Jason. I think.
Yeah.
Which nearly became a movie, but didn't.
Oh, we need more crossovers.
Are the crossover things gone now? I guess. Like, you see that we have. Good thing I'm still recording. Oh. Kids' toys.
Yeah.
Godzilla versus Kong. I know it's not a horror.
No. Yeah.
It's definitely like an adult movie, but they have toys up for it.
But then Godzilla versus Kong is kind of a remake because they did that in like what, the 60s.
Yeah, well, that was the first time we had like Godzilla was about to not be made anymore, and they were like, "Oh, we'll have one more bash at it, but put a big character in it."
Yeah, he did kung fu in that film.
He did, and then he did that sliding tail thing. I think. Yeah. But even like Godzilla 2000 came out, and a cartoon. Yeah. So it ran from like 1989 to 2002. Do you want to plug anything? We'll quickly put some little cheeky plug.
Plug? Okay, sure. If you want to catch me live, I stream most days over on twitch.tv/ghostguy. I stream a variety of horror content, and I'm also a content creator for Phasmophobia, so I do a lot of stuff for them as well. But if you want to see my bikini pictures, you can see them on Instagram. That's a lie, by the way. I don't actually put my bikini pictures up. And I do lots of long form content and shorts on things like YouTube and TikTok as well. So yeah, plug.
And that's all at Ghost Kai.
It is. I'm Ghost Kai everywhere.
It's nice when you can get your name everywhere.
Well, I mean, you say that. On Twitter, my name was taken by some Canadian guy. Yeah. But I've used the name Ghost Kai for... What year did Enter the Matrix come out?
No, that must be like later. It's like 2000 something.
It was 2003. So I've used the name Ghost Kai for 22 years, which means most of the time, if you see Ghost Kai somewhere on the internet, it's probably me.
Probably you. You've had it on long enough now.
However, there are some places where it's not me. Twitter is one of them. There was an account called Ghost Kai. It was some Canadian guy who's like an alt-right fascist guy.
Oh, yeah. That sounds nice.
And like a crypto bro. So that username is banned. I don't know what he posted to get banned. I've petitioned Twitter many times saying, listen, he's been banned for like 7 years. Can I please have the username?
Please.
And they're just like, no. They won't let me have it.
MostlyKarl is like always free everywhere because it's just what seems to be two random words put together.
Yeah, fair enough.
So yeah, thank you for being on.
No, it's a pleasure.
Obviously a fellow CEO, so that's always nice to get people on. That's the first thing, is always try to get...
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, thank you very much.
Lovely. Cheers.
So I'll keep you up to date on dates because I've got 3 to send.
Oh, right. Fair enough.
So just got to get to work now. Enjoy.
All right, mate. Have a good evening.